There's the green. We're underway, and Kendall Rose absolutely nails the stud boy hole shot. I mean, big time. She was out by 3 sled lengths. Now the rest of the pack catches up. We've got a 3-wide battle for the lead, but Kendall doubles into that skidoo rhythm section, and one rider is down.
Yeah, that was your third place rider of Cecily Bernacci. Just kind of unfortunate the way it happened. It was kind of just awkward, and looks like there was another sled that got caught behind her as well. But back out front, we have Kendall Rose, Ava McCurdy, and Victoria Dillon. Victoria was your number 4th place qualifier, but right now they're running 1, 2, and 3. And Victoria is hot on Ava McCurdy's tail.
Meanwhile, Kendall Rose taking advantage of that hole shot to gap out to a little bit of an advantage. McCurdy getting a little twisted in the air, almost making contact with Victoria as they race bar to bar over the AMSOIL finish line jump. Wow, and it got sketchy there for a second. One sled tilting up there a little bit as they go powering down into the corner. McCurdy hangs on to the number 2 spot for the moment. Dillon falls back a little bit in 3rd. Riley Nozick and Anna Wensloff were 4th and 5th across the line at the end of lap number 1.
Yeah, your top 3 making that double pretty consistently, and they're looking really good. Kendall Rose is stretching that last lap, stretched her lead out to about 2.1 seconds, and right now it's probably right at 2.5. But here comes Victoria Dillon. She's still not letting Ava McCurdy get too far away from her. You can kind of see how much the wind is blowing today versus yesterday. That tough block flew inside the track, and so I mean, it's a little windy, more windy today than yesterday.
Yeah, and that is not something where our corner worker can run out and grab it with oncoming traffic. So, well, and it just got collected, and it's going for a little ride on the front of one of the other sleds. It'll probably get bumped off when they get into that U.S. Air Force flyaway section. So we'll pick up again your race leader, Kendall Rose, coming out of the FXR turn. And then you've got the battle for 2nd and 3rd, about 5 or 6 sled lengths behind him. And now Victoria Dillon has just made the move on Ava McCurdy to go into that 2nd spot. Ava doubles into the Nielsen Enterprises rhythm section. Kendall having a little bit of a slow go, and you can see where Ava McCurdy is now on the inside position going into that U.S. Air Force flyaway. So she'll retake the number 2 spot behind Rose as they'll come around and back onto the Ram truck straight.
Yeah, you can see Victoria Dillon still trying to get every single line and move that she can. She went from inside to outside, and that was definitely a fast line because there was no bumps that she had to slow down for. So that's going to shoot Victoria Dillon into that 2nd place spot. Your 3rd place rider almost going for a ride. She just hit one of the kickers right there coming into the corner, hangs onto it, but man, that was a close one for Ava McCurdy. So Lux Wilson now has her eyes set on Kendall Rose. Kendall Rose running a 54.0 that time by, and Victoria Dillon running a 52.8. So that's almost a 1.5 seconds faster. But Kendall Rose is a very strong rider and a very tough rider. She's not going to let Victoria Dillon around her too easily.
So here they come, making the run to the checkered flag. Kendall Rose trying to hang on. Dillon trying to charge, but Rose will have the victory by about 5 sled lengths across the line. Victoria Dillon will come away with the runner-up position. Oh, that looks like one more lap. I'm sorry. I thought that was actually the finish there. Pulled a Mark Martin. I got the white flag and the checkered flag confused. So Rose working back down here through the skidoo rhythm section. Another opportunity for Victoria Dillon to try to close the gap here on the final go as they work through. She's only 1 sled length back behind Kendall, and they are still motoring, still working through the bumps here, almost to the end of the Nielsen Enterprises rhythm section as Rose dumps out into the U.S. Air Force flyaway. Dillon just 1 sled length back. There's some slower traffic ahead. They may not be a factor, or they might, because Rose is catching them quickly, and here comes Victoria as they'll run to the flag. The actual margin is going to be about 2 sled lengths.
Yeah, and Kendall Rose only beat Victoria Dillon by literally a 1/2 second. It was 0.49. So it was right on a 1/2 second. So we're going to have Kendall Rose, Victoria Dillon, and then Ava McCurdy is going to be finishing in your top 3 position.
Into race days, talk about how you're preparing right for this final after a few rounds of qualifying. Just making sure the biggest thing is for me to get the whole shot and stay on the sled. That's the thing I struggle with, is my feet tend to come flying right off the back, and then I go over the bars. But we've been struggling with trying to get whole shot for pretty much all season, and we finally got the sled dialed in, and we were right there with Kendall the whole time. And Victoria's sled super fast through the straightaway. I couldn't do anything about it, and yeah, just track is really challenging. It's slamming everywhere. So.
And who helped you out today?
Bike Performance, Torque Link, E-Bike Pros, FXR, Atlas Neck Brace, Signs Express, Northland Concrete, and my mom, my dad, everyone that's helped me out here today is huge thanks. Thank you.
Well, congratulations on your third place finish today.
And our runner-up finisher on the number 609 Skidoo from Zephyr, Ontario, Victoria Dillon.
Victoria, like Ava said, you were charging in that back section. What part of the track do you feel like benefited your riding style?
I was going super fast on the straightaways, and I was doubling in over there, and that was really keeping me going fast. And probably the most challenging part on the track, there wasn't really anything challenging, actually.
It was easy for you out there?
Yeah.
And who helped you out today?
My mom, my dad, everybody watching at home, LRR, Quick Wick, Stud Boy, Skidoo, Race Ready Customs, my mechanic, Gord, FXR, OGs, and all my friends watching at home.
Of course. Well, congratulations on your second place finish today.
Thank you.
And now let's meet the winner of our Woody's Racing Junior Girls 9-13 final from Dorchester, Wisconsin on the Arctic Cat, Kendall Rose.
Kendall, getting out front pretty quick in the race, how were you able to hold off the rest of the pack?
I just got the whole shot right away, and I just tried to stay out front the whole time. Victoria was right there, and just got to keep going.
And who helped you out today?
My mom, my dad, he stayed up super late, and like 4 in the morning, putting a track in, a new driver, and my mom, Cameron, Bikeman Performance, locally aided, Betsy and the Christian Brothers trailer, Woody's, and FXR, and everybody else.
Well, congratulations on your first place finish today.
With throttle blocks and ECU adjustments to knock the top end horsepower down. Good clean breakaway for the field as they come off the quick trip straight, head up into the FXR turn, and off the outside, Owen Eide getting a good start, jumping ahead into the early advantage. A couple of sleds fighting with him for second and third spot. One of them is the 122, or it's actually the 722, Tavin Knudsen. Look at who's trying to come through the middle there. That looks like Jimmy Stanisic, who is your #1 qualifier. So we've got 3 sleds fighting it out here at the front, and Knudsen will take the lead now as they hit the U.S. Air Force flyaway.
Yeah, looks like Owen ID is going to try and squeeze up into the inside of Tavin Knudsen. Couldn't make the pass right there, but looks like here comes Jimmy Stanisic trying to make a double, but couldn't, just smacked right at the top of it. But he's going to try and launch into the second place position right behind Tavin Knudsen and in front of Owen ID. But here comes Owen ID trying to make that inside line work for him, and he's going to try and go ski to ski with Jimmy Stanisic. Jimmy just a little bit more smooth, so that's going to put Jimmy in front of Owen for just 1 second. So Owen ID still not letting him get too far away from him, but here they come up on Tavin Knudsen.
Yeah, and Tavin Knudsen is hoping these two get to battling and he could just pull out a little bit of distance. These races not very long, just a handful of laps for these main events here in these junior and youth classes. So anytime you can get a battle for position going behind you, that's a good thing, because that allows you to just focus on your lines, not have to worry about defending your position. You can actually go on offense and try to gap out. And Tavin can't do that right now because he's got company coming. Stanisic is up to second, and now he'll look down to the inside of the quick trip straight. It's a little rougher line down there on the inside line, but he's trying to make it work. as they power their way out of the FXR turn. So battle for the lead. Knudsen to the inside, and a blast by Stanisic over the opening rhythm in the Skidoo section puts him into the lead now by 2 sled lengths, and now Owen Eide coming back into the fray as Knudsen looks for a comeback move.
Yeah, Knudsen's not letting him get too far away. He's still sticking to that inside line, and honestly, it's actually pretty even with the same line that Jimmy's taking. You just try to see him cut to the inside of Jimmy. Let's see if he can try and do it right here in this inside of the player's corner, and he could not make the move past right here, but I think this time by, they're going to be taking the white flag as they cross the AMSOIL finish line. Looks like the flag is still green, so next lap is going to be the white flag lap for these riders.
So after a pretty intense opening couple of laps, now things nose to tail between the top 3 as Stanisic has pulled away here at the head of the class as he again launches that Skidoo rhythm section. Oh, and then just bashes off the bars, and off he goes. Leader is down and out of the top spot, and that puts Knudsen and Eide back into a battle, this time for the race lead.
Yeah, so that's going to move Zach Miller up into the 3rd place position and Riley Johnson up into 4th. But looks like here comes Victoria Dillon. She has now made the move past Riley Johnson into that 4th place spot, and that's going to move Riley Johnson still in 5th. But back out front, they're going to be coming around for the white flag. So 1 lap left to go. Here comes Owen Eide. Oh boy.
There may have been a little contact there between Owen and Knudsen, and Owen Eide rides away with the lead. Knudsen sled sitting on its side here at the end of the AMSOIL finish line jump. You can see help on the way there to get that sled righted, and you can also see the yellow flag out there over the AMSOIL finish line jump. So Owen Eide had just there was just a little contact, just enough, and it wasn't intentional. It was just 2 racers fighting for the same piece of real estate over the AMSOIL finish line jump, and unfortunately that sends Knudsen off to the side, and looks like Tavin's sled is back upright. He's hoping to get a little help to get it refired here. Meanwhile, Owen Eide comes through as the rider is able to stay on his sled over the final couple of laps, as first Stanisic went off and then Knudsen went off. So Eide winds up getting the win in a pretty hectic transition 8 to 10-year-old final, and you can see how far back second was. Zach Miller was 9.6 seconds back crossing the line, and then 3rd spot, final step on the podium, is going to go to Riley Johnson on the number 106, advancing up from being the number 8 qualifier.
You were able to move up to 3rd on the 2nd to last lap. What would you say the most challenging part of that race was for you?
The front section.
And who helped you out today?
My mom, dad, Kleiman, Zadnies, Lamoriers, Climb, Woody's, and everybody else I forgot. Thank you.
Well, congratulations on your 3rd place finish today.
And in your 2nd place position on the 261 Arctic Cat out of Zimmerman, Minnesota, we have Zach Miller.
Zach, this is a very technical track. What is your favorite part about it?
This rhythm section, because I'm just working out for the raw whoops.
And who helped you out today?
My mom, my dad, American Bright Works, Jesse Johnson, State Farm, FXR, for keeping me dry. Whoever helped me get up here, thank you. Miller and gets to eat more beef.
Well, congratulations on your 2nd place finish today.
That's right, eat more beef. But coming in our 1st place position on the 251 Arctic Cat out of Cross Lake, Minnesota, we have Owen Eide.
Owen, what was something that you learned in your qualifying rounds that helped you win this final?
Well, I mean, I'm really glad they groomed the track, because in between the jumps in that rhythm section, they were like V's, and it was just really rough, and I learned that you had to hit that double. So.
And who helped you out today?
My mom, my dad, Chad, Dave, Dan, Brock, 509, 66 Marine, Central Package, ECC, Moonlight Bay, The Woods Landscaping, 66, North American Banking Company, and everybody else. Oh, E-Race Products, and thanks to everybody else that helped me get up here. Thank you.
Well, congratulations on your first place finish.
Inside here on that skidoo, and got a good launch here as they flare out into the Arctic Cat corner. Hegman going upstairs out of the FXR turn. Josh Connolly to his inside. Hegman trying to take the lead here, but a good launch for Connolly through the end of the skidoo section. Hegman, though, in qualifying was quicker in this section of the track, but he misses the rhythm here and has to kind of regroup, and that is going to allow third place, looks like Connor Campbell, to start to close in on him a little bit as they work their way down toward the Polaris turn and the conclusion of lap number 1.
Yeah, Josh Conley already with a pretty decent lead over Dominic Hegman, about a 1.1 second lead to be exact. Connor Campbell, Stephen Max. Then looks like it's going to be Jack Doty that is running in our 5th place position.
Leaders working their way back into that skidoo rhythm section. Connolly trying to get the most that he can out of that sled. Hegman catches up a little bit there, and this time he gets a much smoother rhythm through, but then kind of cases it a little bit. Connolly having the same issue. These throttle block 600 sleds don't have the power response, so when you case it, it's not easy to just grab the throttle and be able to double the next one. And look at this move here by Hegman. He gets up alongside from the inside of the Polaris turn, but then Connolly puts the skidoo power down and out drags him as they head over the AMSOIL finish line.
Yeah, that outside was definitely a lot faster. He was able to double it a lot more clean than what Dominic was able to, but that's going to put Josh Conley about another, back at it again with another second ahead of Dominic Hegman. So let's see what they can happen to do, because this is where Dominic was a little bit faster than him the last time. You can kind of see him bobble here, and here comes Dominic Hegman trying to make some ground up on the number 4 skidoo sled.
And also coming through the frame in 3rd there was Connor Campbell, and Stephen Max trying to draw in on him for the final podium spot. Connolly right out to the ragged racer's edge to the outside of the snow there in the Polaris turn, as they'll come by here with a couple laps left to run in this junior 14 to 15 final. And he again blasts the outside there on the quick trip straight, trying to stay out of the big braking bumps and some of the stutter bumps that have formed on the inside. Now, as they come into the skidoo section here, you're going to see a yellow flag as we have a sled with an issue. So they've got to whoa it up till they get past the incident, stay on the snow, and hold position. Once they're past that, then the track goes back to being green. And look at Hegman.
Yeah, Dominic had a very, very good launch through there. Let's see what he can do here. He's going to try to jump to the inside of him, try and almost push him over, but that's going to coax Josh to go into the inside. And that was where they were not really able to double very cleanly. So here comes Dominic Hegman right into the back of him, and almost both riders off their sled. Dominic was able to save it, and Josh Conley has now ran away from Dominic Hegman. That's going to move Connor Campbell up into the 2nd place position. Connor now about 7 seconds behind of Josh Conley. Dominic Hegman still hasn't fired up his sled yet, and looks like he is still in that 3rd place position. Stephen Max still stays in 4th. So for Dominic to catch up to Connor Campbell, he's definitely gonna have to move really quick, because this is their last lap. But you can see here Josh Conley now starting to get into some lap traffic, but you can see Dominic Hegman trying to catch up to Connor Campbell when they were at the top of your screen just previously. But as Josh Conley makes it down the Ram straightaway for the last time, he is going to be taking the checkered flags and this Sport 14-15 final win.
And get back up and at least stay on a podium position.
I was battling for the lead there, but I couldn't get around him. He's all over the place, and I ended up hitting him. But, we got back up to 3rd place, so it's good. We're racing for the points, not for just a win.
And who helped you out today?
My dad, my mom, Angel, and Jonathan. my whole entire family, Boss Racing, Jamie Cheney, Dylan and Jesse for helping me out with my sled, Carrie DeCoo with Skidoo, Ryan Duncan with Gas Gear, FXR, Eli Epling, Taylor Cole, Mr. Hot Rod, Jason Freeland, Travis Homerson, and the LP School.
Well, congratulations on your third place finish.
The runner-up in our Junior 14-15 final hails from Thunder Bay, Ontario, on the number 331, Connor Campbell.
Connor, a very demanding track, and you saw those two battling before you that entire race. What was the thought process as you were just trying to maintain your second place?
Just stay on the sled, don't make a stupid mistake, go through the rhythm clean, and stay on the sled, really. That was the biggest thing for me.
And who helped you out today?
Mechanic Christopher had the sled absolutely ripping today. Casey Hultgren always being in the cut. Kenny Mandrick, my teammate, hope he's feeling good, broke a sternum, so I hope he's good. Mom, Dad, iTech 2000, Icon Construction, Excalibur Motor Works. That's it.
Well, congratulations on your second place finish today.
Thank you.
Josh, as you were out there basically battling that entire race, how were you pacing your energy?
Oh, I was just going, trying to have a good time and get some wins.
And who helped you out today?
I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, Skidoo, AMSOIL, Rockspeed FX, Fox, Go Run Performance, and my buddies back home for helping me get big.
Well, congratulations on your first place finish today.
Toward the corner and on the inside, that might have been Kenny Goike on the 450 grabbing the advantage as they work into the Skidoo rhythm section for the first time.
It is, and you see there with the red plates, that is your junior girls points leader. That is Kendall Rose. So she's out here battling with the boys. She is now dropped back a few positions because there was a few riders that were able to double into the rhythm section. Isaac Peterson and I think Deegan Johnson was one of them. But Kenny Goike out front already with a huge race lead over the second place spot of now Cameron Cole.
So Cole getting up there into the runner-up position and trying to pull away from third place as the field comes around here to complete the opening lap. So Goike has the advantage. Cole is on the left side of the track here. From your vantage point, if you're watching on the live stream, he'll take the outside lane going into the turn here as they come out of the FXR corner. Deegan Johnson, Tanner Johnson, Isaac Peterson were your top five. That's a good run for Isaac Peterson. He was a back row starter and already into the top five at the end of the opening lap. Goike having to take his time and pick his way carefully through that Nielsen Enterprises rhythm section. That's going to allow Cameron Cole to maybe close the gap on him here a little bit. We'll get a look at the interval. Last time it was about 1.4 seconds. And Kenny focusing on keeping the nose of that sled up. He doesn't want the skis to drop down and hook one of the ruts.
Yeah, that time by Cameron Cole has now closed the gap to about 1.3 seconds. So it's almost about the same. But Cameron Cole ran a 49.5 that last lap, while Kenny Goike ran a 49, I want to say 6 the last lap. So Kenny just needs to stay consistent and make sure that he keeps a smooth line, and then he could possibly win this race.
And still Deegan Johnson ahead of Tanner Johnson by about 0.9 of a second last time through. That gap has narrowed a bit though, and those two are almost side by side now in a race for the final podium spot as they exit the U.S. Air Force flyaway corner. Meanwhile, up front, Kenny Goike will be getting ready to complete the next lap here. He'll have 2 to go to try to wrap up this junior 10 to 13 category as he books down the quick trip straight. And coming on to the screen here now is that side-by-side battle for third between the two Johnson sleds as they barrel down into the Arctic Cat corner. Back up front, Goike gets a little twisted in the air. That's going to cost him some track position, but he gets right back on the hammer, and that's an important thing when you're a racer, Taven, is if you have that little error, you need to get back into your routine and not let it bother you, because one mistake could lead to another, which could lead to an off.
For sure, and with this rhythm section the way it is, how it's so long, I think it's about a quarter mile of a rhythm section, so it's huge. It's really big. So you definitely have to make sure that if you mess up in this rhythm section, you have to keep your nose down, you have to keep on going. But out back, in that third place position. Looks like there still is a battle as they come to your screen. Looks like Deegan Johnson barely has a ski ahead of Tanner Johnson as they come in to this Arctic Cat corner. Tanner Johnson was able to just pick up a little bit more speed on that straightaway. Yep, you see Tanner Johnson right there trying to go to the inside and make that inside work, and Deegan Johnson trying to make it. Oh, Deegan Johnson just barely off of his sled. That was very unfortunate. So that's going to move Isaac Peterson up into that fourth place position. Deegan Johnson trying to get his sled started, and he's going to salvage almost a fifth place position. Him and Brody Sorensen are now battling it out, but coming to the checkered flags this lap by Kenny Goike is going to be this junior 10-13 winner in this race.
And Cameron Cole, who is your #1 qualifier, will come through for second. And in the Battle of the Johnsons, Tanner, again, making that move in the last couple of laps, will take the final podium spot. Isaac Peterson scooting in there for the 4th position at the finish. And Brody Surson will come away with a 5th position.
Just stay smooth and make the pass and then just ride my own race.
And who helped you out today?
My mom, dad, FXR, Arctic Cat, Nitro Lubricants, Stud Boy, DK, CNA Pro Skis, everyone else watching back at home. Thank you so much.
Well, congratulations on your 3rd place finish. How do you feel about your performance today?
I felt pretty good going around the track. Snow's a little sticky, so when the roof sticks to your goggles, you gotta keep wiping. Otherwise, the whoops were pretty fun. The tabletop's fun to air out. Overall, really fun track.
And who helped you out today?
My mom and dad, Players Jr., Walker Evans, Ben, FXR, Milton Doug, Diane for the sweet gear, CNA Pro Skis, AMSOIL, Todd Playstead, all the Carlsons, Sport Tech, Ram Trucks, all my friends and family back home watching me, Dave Jeremy for working on my sled today. They've been working their butts off all year for me, and I'm sorry for everybody else I forgot. Thank you so much.
Well, congratulations on your 2nd place finish.
Getting the timing down on the whoops and the doubles was really important.
And who helped you out today?
I'd like to thank God, my mom, my dad, D's, Fly, Rocks, Shepherd Racing, and everybody at home.
Well, congratulations on your 1st place.
3 wide coming off the straightaway and transitioning onto that quick trip straight, still battling side by side for the lead. Wyatt Skoquist moves out, that was Szymanski that moved out wide a little bit, and one other sled got bumped off, and as a result, Giovanni D'Antonio sneaks to the inside to grab the lead. Looks like Aiden Beckman, who qualified 2nd, was sitting in the 3rd spot as they'll charge down into the Nielsen Enterprises rhythm section here for the first time.
Yeah, that was too bad. One of your riders that was off right in the FXR corner, that was Tristan Hinton, your points leader. So tough luck for him, but back out front, Giovanni, and you see a whole mess of 200s right in the back. So right now, your top 3, your top basically 2nd through what 13th are all right there together. And this is definitely gonna be a fun race to watch.
So D'Antonio holding the advantage for the moment, but conditions change, circumstances can change. For Giovanni, he just hopes to keep it clean and stay on the sled. We've heard a lot of our podium finishers talking about that with how technical this track is. Cooper Groen was up to 2nd at the end of lap #1, and then right behind him is Aiden Beckman. Then Szymanski, who tilted it off on its side, actually was able to stay on the sled and rides along in 4th. Ryan Bowerly rounds out the top 5 here at the end of lap #1. So we watched D'Antonio coming back through that skidoo rhythm section, back down to past where the incident was a lap ago. That's been cleared, so we're clean and green all the way through as Giovanni will now work into the Nielsen Enterprises rhythm section. So Giovanni now makes his way back through the U.S. Air Force flyaway and will come around the Polaris turn and get ready for, again, the big roller coaster ride over these big Ram roller jumps here before he comes back to the AMSOIL finish line. So Giovanni taking advantage of the little bump there between a couple of sleds that bumped Szymanski back. And that's a look at how big of a lead he has over the rest of the field. Cooper Groen getting a little bit of separation from Aiden Beckman. Szymanski is going to have to contend with Bryce Powers on that blue sled that is just coming through the frame there in a battle with Lincoln Scar on the outside on the 10.05. They are having a side-by-side race for 5th and 6th position as we continue on here in this Stock 200 final. Giovanni just trying to find the smoothest spots. Heads back into the U.S. Air Force flyaway section. You see the rest of the pack now has single filed out a little bit, but we still got that battle for 5th and 6th going on between Powers and Lincoln Scar. And Antonio will roll through this time. A couple laps left to go.
Yeah, this time by Giovanni. We'll see what the difference is between him and Cooper Groen. That is 9 seconds difference. So Giovanni has a pretty good lead, and from Cooper to Aiden is about 4. So it's pretty spaced out here in your top 3.
And Ryan Szymanski loses a spot there. Bryce Powers has gotten ahead of Szymanski, so now Szymanski is going to have to contend with Lincoln. And that's the continuing battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th, and they're side by side further back in the field, racing back there for about 9th, 10th, and 11th place. So some good racing going on through the pack, but at the front of the field, D'Antonio just enjoying a Saturday ride as he'll bring his blue Yami around the U.S. Air Force flyaway, continuing to hold about a 9-second gap over Cooper Groen in 2nd. They'll be coming to the white flag when they hit the AMSOIL finish line this time. So 1 left to go here for Giovanni D'Antonio, hailing from Ironwood, Michigan. Just about everybody in the field, by the way, either calling Michigan or Minnesota home. There's one rider in the field, Trenton Peterson, who is from Wisconsin, from Three Lakes, and Aiden Beckman, who is currently in the final podium spot. He hails from Grand Forks, North Dakota. So Giovanni D'Antonio will make his final trip toward the Polaris turn. Still about 9 seconds in front of Cooper Groen as they will make their way toward the checkered flag, which will be waving for this sled, the number 980 Yamaha. Giovanni D'Antonio looking to pick up another win this season here in Stock 200 as he comes by the double checkers. So D'Antonio will get the nod by a very healthy margin. And there's Cooper Groen coming across to grab the 2 spot, and Aiden Beckman will roll through there to finish 3rd and complete our podium finishers.
What would you say the hardest part for you was?
Probably just trying to keep my speed up and not wander all over the track.
And who helped you out today?
I'd like to thank Arcticat, All Seasons Oil, Construction Engineers, CNA Pro Skis, Carpet Garage, Dakota Cat, Rock Speed FX, Speedworks, State Farm, Disaster Motorsports, and everyone else I may have forgot. Thank you.
Well, congratulations on your 3rd place finish today.
Probably in this turn back there,
Why is that?
because the inside is just super short and flat.
And who helped you out today?
My mom, my dad, my sister, Scokeless Motorsports, Northland Concrete, and FXR.
Well, congratulations on your 2nd place. Taking that whole shot right off the bat, leading the entire pack, what was your favorite part of this race?
Going over the jumps.
And who helped you out today?
Kyle, Pauline, Dad,
Chiefs. That's it.
Well, congratulations on your first place finish.
Thanks.
Those two got a little tangled up, and Dominic got the worst end of that deal, so he's looking to maybe take a win here in the 16 to 17s class, but he's got company rolling up alongside of him. There was, looks like,
That was the 816 of Tanner Zierden. Tanner almost was kind of a bobble right there, but he's not letting him get too far away from him. Josh Conley did not get the best start, but he is now making his way up from about 5th to 3rd right now as we speak. But Dominic Hegman with a pretty good lead over your field already as he comes by and takes the green flag this race.
so he'll drop down there off the AMSOIL finish line jump and power his way down the quick trip straight. Connolly has now broken away in 2nd, so he was able to get by and take the position from Tanner Zierden. So Zierden falls back to 3rd with looks like Stephen Max trying to close in on him. So Hegman back on the power here, launching into the Nielsen Enterprises rhythm section and just kind of hammering across the top of the jumps here.
You see a battle here starting to heat up between the 816 of Tanner Zierden and the 151 of Stephen Max. Let's see what Tanner will do here. He'll go to the inside of the U.S. Air Force flyaway corner, but here comes Dominic Hegman still taking the green flag. This still as he comes by. Josh Conley now about probably, I want to say 5 seconds behind of your race leader of Dominic Hegman. Stephen Max still trying to make it happen with Tanner Zierden. Oh, Tanner Zierden off the track a little bit too hard, sent it too hard into the corner. So that's going to put Stephen Max into 3rd, Tanner Zierden back into 4th. Pacey Zanstra sitting in 5th right now.
So that'll shuffle the deck around here just a little bit in this junior 16-17 final with a little miscue there from Zierden, putting Stephen Max up into a podium spot. Dominic Hegman, no miscues whatsoever. He's been able to tackle and handle the rough stuff here with a couple laps left to go in this 16 to 17-year-old final. Blast back into the Arctic Cat corner. And Josh Connolly continues to roll along in the number 2 spot. He's about 8.5 seconds back. That's 12.5 back to Stephen Max. And Max has got a few seconds on Tanner Zierden, so looks like these positions may very well hold right down to the checker as long as everybody can stay on their sleds.
As Dominic Hegman comes around the U.S. Air Force corner down into the Polaris corner / straightaway, he's been coming around for the white flag. So 1 lap left to go for your race leader of Dominic Hegman. Let's see what his lap time is this time by. It was a 47.4. Josh Conley this time ran a 49.6, and he is now 10 seconds behind your race leader of Dominic Hegman.
Yeah, Hegman actually closing up on one rider who is at the back of the field here and putting him a lap down as it continues to put this sled through its paces. And if the color scheme on that sled looks familiar to you, yep, he is a part of the Boss Racing family, which also has fielded sleds for Jordan LaBelle and Pro Light, who's unfortunately out with an injury after a practice crash. And they also field the sled for the current AMSOIL Pro point leader, the Viking Rocket, Elias Ischul.
And looks like he is on his way closer to a championship. Dominic Hegman rounding out this first place spot of the junior 16 to 17 class. Coming around for the 2nd place, Josh Conley is going to round that out, and then Stephen Max is going to finish in 3rd.
The track was definitely rough. I had pressure for most of the race. After this tabletop, the straightaway got really bumpy, and it was technical to get through there smooth, and then whoop section had a few kickers that were throwing you all over.
And who would you like to thank today?
I'd like to thank my dad, my mom, sister, everyone else watching back home on the East Coast. Shoei, 100%, Atlas, FXR, Ski-Doo, Kerry, JP, Ingalls, Rocks, Woodies, everyone else that helped me get here.
Well, congratulations on your 3rd place finish. Josh, obviously you were on the track a little bit earlier today, have a lot of time on it. What was something that was technical for you for this final?
I'd say the whole rhythm section. I was just trying to stay smooth and save some juice for the rest of the day.
And who helped you out?
My mom, my dad, Skidoo, AMSOIL, Rock Speed FX, Fox, Good Run Performance, and everyone watching back home.
Well, congratulations on your second place finish.
Thank you.
The whole shot had a 10-second lead. How did you maintain such good speed?
Well, I tried to get out there early and keep, just riding smooth. But once I saw a pretty good lead, I kind of tamed her back and kept her going and just, rode smooth.
And who helped you out today?
Dad and Mom, Angel and Jonathan, my whole family, Boss Racing, Jesse and Jamie Cheney, Carrie DeCoo with Skidoo, Ryan Duncan with Gasset Gear, FXR, Eli Epling, Mr. Hot Rod, Taylor Cole, Jason Freeland, Travis Homerson, and the LP School.
Well, congratulations on your first place finish.
For the transition 9-13 final, let's see who busts out with the advantage. Well, Cameron Cole, he's trying to have a say in the outcome of this one. He wants to lead, and he's got it.
Yeah, Tanner Johnson and him kind of battled here. For the first quarter of a lap, you see Hunter Lassie running in third right behind the two. Tanner Johnson not letting him get too far away. He's a little bit more smooth and has about a little bit more technique than Cameron Cole does through there, but Cameron's still able to run away with that race lead so far during this transition 9-13 final.
And it's elbows up back there for third, fourth, and fifth. It looks like one of the Arctic Cats sneaking in there to grab the third spot. So at the end of lap number one, Cole's going to have the advantage. Tanner Johnson in second. It's Hunter Lassie who is third, followed by Helmerson and Peterson in fourth and fifth. And we're going to go three wide almost up into the Arctic Cat corner in that race for the third, fourth, and fifth spots. Right behind them are Goike, who didn't get the greatest of starts here as we watch leader Cameron Cole carefully threading his way through the Skidoo rhythm section. Back in seventh is Jimmy Stanisic, also trying to come from the middle of the pack here and try to salvage out a finish. One sled down in the, looks like, beginning of the Nielsen Enterprises rhythm section. Rider back up, I could see there. And
yeah, that was your third place rider.
Oh, geez, that was Hunter Lassie, unfortunately, then.
Yeah, that was your third place rider of Hunter Lassie. So that's going to move Trenton Helmerson up into third and Isaac Peterson up into fourth. And then Kenny Goki is going to make it into the top five. Cameron Cole now getting about 3 laps left to go this time by.
So Cole bouncing off the top of the FXR turn, heads back into the Skidoo rhythm section. And it looks like we are free and clear. I don't see any yellow flags waving. So Hunter is able to get that sled righted and get back out and get going. So Cameron holds about 1.5 seconds right now over Tanner Johnson on the number 313. And Isaac Peterson, a benefactor there, as he is bumped up to third, Helmerson to fourth, and Goike in the fifth spot. And Kenny looking for the fourth position now as they head down into that U.S. Air Force flyaway corner. He'll try to take the shortest distance on the inside, trying to get by Helmerson. Helmerson kind of staying on the outside, and those two are going to be going bar to bar, a little distance behind your race leader with a couple laps left to run here. So the field working their way back down the Nielsen Enterprises rhythm section. So it's Cole on the 747 who will be looking for the one to go when they come by this time. The rest of the field carrying their way through the endless roller jumps here on that long backstretch here at the World Championship Derby Complex. White flag is waved for your race leader Cameron Cole. We'll see Cameron racing in the sport light category a little bit later on this afternoon as well.
Looks like your was fourth place rider Kenny Goki did make the pass over ahead of Isaac Peterson, and he actually ran the fastest lap of this whole entire race, running a 50.886, and Cameron Cole was running a 51.4. So Kenny Goki has this track figured out, and he's on a mission and rocketing up in hopefully into second, but I don't think it's going to happen because this time by, when Cameron Cole comes up to the AMSOIL finish line, he's going to be taking the checkered flag.
And here comes Cameron out of that final corner, working his way through the Ram truck section. So He will clear that ahead to the AMSOIL finish line as he grabs the nod in our final for transition 9-13. And looks like second spot went to Tanner Johnson. And we'll double check on a third place finisher here. Looked like it was one of the Arctic Cat sled sliding in there ahead of Kenny Goike. So now that we've completed the racing activity on track.
What part of it do you think benefited your riding style?
Probably going through the back section.
And why is that?
I don't know.
Just because you have fun back there?
Yeah.
And who helped you out today?
My dad, DJ Ackery, Christian Brothers, Articat, Mike Coletti. That's it. Thank you.
Well, congratulations on your third place finish. Cameron sitting right in front of you.
Just ride my own race, keep a clear head, and just do whatever I can to stay with them.
And who helped you out today?
My mom, dad, Mike and Emma, and grandma, grandpa, and everyone watching back at home. FXR, Articat, Stud Boy, CNA Pro Skis, DK Designs, Nitro Lubricants, and everyone else, thank you.
In order to get it?
I was thinking just stay my line, don't cut over, just get to that inside and get away from the mess. Just try to ride my own race, try to stay up front with everybody else.
And who would you like to thank today?
My mom and dad, my brother and my sister, Polaris Jr., Walker Evans, FXR, Milt, Doug, Diane, Jeremy, Dave, Cal, for all working on my sled today. They got it dialed. AMSOIL, all the play steads, Carlson's, Sport Tech, CNA Pro Skis, the new combat goggles are sick. Everybody at Speedworks, everybody in the players trailer, 60 helmets, Ram trucks. I can't thank you guys enough. Thank you so much.
Well, congratulations on your first place finish. Apply to this one tonight.
The track is changing every lap. I was just holding on for dear life.
And who helped you out today?
My mom, my dad, Skidoo, AMSOIL, Rock Speed FX, Fox, Goodwin Performance, and I'd like to say Brandon, but he never showed up to help me.
Well, congratulations on your third place finish.
Thank you.
Jordan, sitting in the second place position, as you were going off that start line, what is something that you're constantly reminding yourself?
Just stay strong, and it was definitely a sketchy race out there. First jump, my bars moved, so brake was in the air, throttle was down, and then I had a sketchy moment in the back, completely off the sled, just running next to it, but we made it happen, stayed Carter strong, and yeah.
And who would you like to thank today?
Mom, dad, brothers, Zanstra Motorsports, Fly Racing, Scott, Pure Kana, Rocks, DSG, WPS, Make-A-Wish Foundation, Dakota Cat, everyone else I forgot, thank you so much.
Well,
Carter strong.
Well, congratulations on your second place. Why was this track such a good fit for you and your riding style?
Yeah, I like super rough tracks, and they haven't groomed much because they're a little behind today, but it was really nice. I liked the groomed track. I got a good start and rode my race.
And who helped you out today?
Huge thanks to Hilmerson Motorsports, Hilmerson RV, Hilmerson Sports Center, FXR, Doug, Chris for getting all the goggles, gloves, and everything. Skidoo, Carey for everything that he's done, all the parts and everything we get this year. CNA Pro Skis, Rocks, Speed Effects, Venom Products, G&G Sticks, HG Security, Lighthouse Motorsports Powder Coating, DK Designs for the sweet wrap, mom, dad, sister, and everybody else that helps me. Thank you so much.
Well, congratulations on your first place.
FXR Sport Final blasts out onto the track here in Eagle River. Legendre all the way on the outside. Evan Christian all the way on the inside of Adam Ashline, and Christian will arc it out at the FXR turn, grabbing the early lead, but a monster launch by Adam Ashline puts him up into the top spot.
Has to make the crossover move, makes his way to the middle of the track, but he is closely contested by, it looks like, is that the 223 of Bo Tibbetts?
Yeah, Tibbetts back there now battling it out with Evan Christian as he got a good takeoff, but it's Ashline on the number 710 Skidoo, headed up over the Ram doubles here and headed toward the end of lap number 1 as he'll come to the AMSOIL finish line jump. Then here's the second place and third place battles. Emmerich Legendre getting into the mix now with Tibbetts as they are chasing Evan Christian down into the Arctic Cat turn.
And all three You look at our top 3 here. Adam Ashline, he's been up on the podium. He has led laps, and he's also experienced heartbreak here in the sport finals. Evan Christian, of course, on the podium last night as well. Emmerich Legendre. So 3 heavy hitters in our top 3.
Also 3 FXR Sport final winners during the course of this season. Tibbetts and Downs still looking for their first wins as they run 4th and 5th. And right now, Evan Christian is trying to get a run here on the inside as they come to the AMSOIL finish line jump. Ashline blasts down this quick trip straightaway. Christian in hot pursuit, back by about 3 sled lengths as they'll go up into the Arctic Cat and FXR turns. Ashline, he's shown some of the best straight line speed we've seen out of anybody today on that Skidoo, but Evan Christian, look at the run he's got as they go into the Nielsen Enterprises rhythm section. He just says see ya to Ashline and takes over the lead.
Man, I know Evan Christian's going to make this one back-to-back, cushion that points lead. You see him flashing that red plate, that 333.
And he'll make his way over the Ram doubles now and come down to the AMSOIL finish line. Few laps left to run here in the FXR Sport Final. Emmerich Legendre now trying to threaten Adam Ashline for a podium position. That's the battle for 2nd and 3rd as Christian gaps away a little bit. Evan Christian in the zone this weekend.
He really is, and I was catching up with him earlier this week on the Snowcross podcast presented by AMSOIL, and he says one rider he has always looked up to and one rider who is so good about coaching him, giving him tips and tricks is his cousin, Logan Christian. We're going to look at the battle for 2nd here between Emmerich Legendre and Adam Ashline.
And Legendre completes the pass coming out of the Polaris turn. He's able to sneak up there alongside Ashline, so they'll come back down to the AMSOIL finish line. White flag is waving, and now Ashline going to try to put that Skidoo power to work. He's going to cross over Legendre as they head down into the Arctic Cat turn, and he's going to come up, give him a little Humpty bump as they work their way off the FXR corner. They're going to be bar to bar for 2nd here on the final lap.
And they have not had a chance to distance themselves in this race, and that is so typical of this sport class. It's so competitive, so stacked, and it's provided some of the races of the year.
They'll come around off the Polaris turn here for the final time. Evan Christian winding up his Polaris over the Ram doubles, and he will wind up getting a weekend sweep here in Eagle River as he captures the FXR Sport Final. Legendre is 2nd, 3rd goes to Ashline. Finishing 4th, it'll be Bo Tibbetts. Eric Downs rounds out the top 5. The rest of the finishers coming through, it'll be Jordan Beeson for 6th, Drew Freeland 7th, Jake Boutwell 8th, Tyler Ochambeau 9th, and Colton Krajcek rounds out the top 10.
What was that thought process?
I kind of thought everybody was going to hit it, so I figured I'd hit it first. And the 2nd lap, I didn't do it because it was sketchy and I over-jumped it on the first one, but it was a pretty good race.
And who helped you out tonight?
Skidoo, Elliot and Steve for just helping me around the shop, just getting the sled dialed. Fly for keeping me dry out here. Rocks FX, CNA Pro Skis, D&D Design, D&D Racing, Fox for just helping me out, keeping the sled on the ground. Ingles Performance, De Silva, Ridex 365 for doing the documentaries. It's really nice of him. And then my mom, my dad, everybody that helped me. And then a huge shout out to Lori Beeland. It's her birthday, so.
Well, congratulations on your 3rd place finish today.
Thank you.
The thought process as you were picking and choosing those lines.
I was trying to find the fast line. Actually, I had a pretty good battle with Adam, and yeah, that was super fun. And I'm pretty happy of what I did tonight. That was a fun weekend, and yeah, I can't wait to come back next week.
And who helped you out today?
My mom, my dad, Team Motorsports, Fly, Skidoo, my uncle Patrick, the LaBelle family, Rock Speed FX, Studboy Traction, Jill and Tim from QYB for the awesome truck, and everybody else I forgot. Thank you.
Well, congratulations on your 2nd place.
Thank you.
And lead the rest of the pack. So what was it for you today?
I think just staying consistent and just pushing all the way to the very last lap and not giving up at any inches, and just doing the best we could all day long. So I can't thank my mechanic Dahmer, my mom, my dad, DSG Outerwear, Travis and Wendy, Rich and Robert from Fly, Ben, Junior, Rick from Polaris, Lucas Oil, Walker Evans, Studboy, 139 Designs, Rock Speed FX, WPS, CNA Pro Skis, Ridex 365, Intune Marine, Motion Pro, Linex, my trainer John, my mom, my dad, Gary, Maddie and Jace back home, all my buddies back home, Zyler, Blake, and all you guys are watching, and yeah, I just can't thank them all enough.
Well, a huge congratulations on your first place tonight.
Let's go racing. Andy Leaders motors out to the stud boy, hole shot. Boy, he got it a little sideways, looks over his shoulder. He was looking for traffic coming, and there is none. Jacob Blanchin goes to the outside, so he's going to move up into the second position as they're all doing the big air launch now, headed into the Nielsen Enterprises rhythm section. The Pro-Am Plus 30 riders are going to double their way in, take it easy here on the opening lap. And it looks like that'll be Kurt Bowerly now, who's going to move ahead of Blanchin into the second spot behind Andy Leaders as they'll carry around through the Polaris turn and toward the Ram doubles.
Andy Leaders, dangerous in clean air, that's for sure. So what this might come down to is he just might have to make some mistakes. But again, very dangerous in clean air. But 132, that is Jacob Blanchin for Muller, the Travis Muller team back in the pits. Now he has been consistently up in the podium. And actually we had seen Kurt Bowerly, looks like the 318 had gotten around him.
Now Bowerly chasing after Andy Leaders as Andy going through the pretty tall timber there, working off the back of the Nielsen Enterprises rhythm section. This sled, one of the satellite sleds out of the Lavallee racing team, as he'll power it back over the Ram doubles, back across the AMSOIL finish line jump with 3 laps left to run here in this Pro-Am Plus 30 final.
Andy Leaders has thrown down a few pro racing rounds this year on the Friday night portion of the weekend program. And he has not disappointed either. He's been up there in the mix, especially in the qualifiers. So it's great to see a rider run in 2 classes here. But Andy Leaders has actually trucked all over the country. We saw him in Deadwood, South Dakota. He almost did not make that one. I don't know if it was him or his father, who has been such a strong part of his program. Work almost got in the way, but he was able to make the trek. And so it's nice for Andy Leaders to come home, his home track here on the tour. Of course, he's out of Wausau, Wisconsin, and put on a show in front of the hometown crowd as we're currently getting a look at the 318 of Kurt Bowerly.
Yeah, Bowerly out of Malacca, Minnesota, heads down the quick trip straight here, letting the back end of that Skidoo do a little happy dance over some of the kicker bumps as he'll arc off the FXR turn and launch himself into the Skidoo rhythm section. Jacob Blanchin still in third. Ben Keel, who picked up a round win earlier in qualifying, falls back a couple of spots now. Seth Engel has moved up to fourth. Jace Ryan on his Polaris sits in fifth. There's a look at your third place runner, Jacob Blanchin, on his Arctic Cat, as he'll dance it around here in pursuit of Kurt Bowerly as they will come down to the white flag. So final lap underway here in this Pro-Am Plus 30 final. Andy Leaders already on his way into the Skidoo rhythm section here on the backstretch. Little tilted in the air there, but Andy just casually rights the ship in midair.
That's right, and he doesn't have as big of a distance on the rest of the field tonight, but still a commanding lead, 5.381 seconds. And Paul, we were talking about in pro light racing action, we'd seen dominance in the races for Riley Bester and his teammate Adam Peterson before Adam Peterson went down, so it's been a strong weekend for Team LaValle.
And Andy Leaders will add to that as he scores another Pro-Am Plus 30 victory here at the World Championship Derby Complex. Kurt Bowerly will come across second, and the Arctic Cat of Jacob Blanchin will come away as your third place finisher.
Obviously a very demanding track. It's getting eaten up over the weekend. What was a challenging part for you to overcome kind of throughout the day?
The most challenging thing was it got really rough during qualifying, so it was nothing like the track we raced for the final. And just hard on the body, hard on the machine, and pounding through everything, but we did it. So I got to thank everybody helping me out, Arctic Cat, BCS, Stud Boy, Fox, and I'd like to wish my dad a happy birthday. It's his birthday tomorrow, so.
Well, happy early birthday and congratulations on your third place.
Thank you.
Yeah, they changed the track up for the final, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do going into the final, and there's a couple different sections that you could do different ways, and I know the first big triple, that was one of the decision points, and I went for it. Blanchen did. So I got him right there, and then I feel like all three of us ran a pretty clean race from there. It was just a fun track, a fun race. It's one of those days where I came in pretty beat up, so I wasn't sure if I was even going to race or not. Got all taped up, so thanks to the medical crew. And then just tried to ride smooth, and turned out to be a fun day.
Well, we're happy to see you up here. Who would you like to thank today?
Just the whole team. We got Paul Greenwald and my brothers, Trent, my parents, Jory and Grace and Bo at home. Yeah, it's just been a different but fun season, and want to thank Skidoo, Fly, WPS, Rocks, Scott Goggles, Digital Inc., Murphy Chevrolet, and everyone else that helped us out that I didn't name.
Well, congratulations on your second place.
Thank you.
What does that mean to you coming out with such a big weekend?
Oh, it's awesome. I grew up racing here. Yeah, we're from here. So yeah, I have a ton of family and friends here, and yeah, it was just awesome, like bringing back the old days out here racing, and so pumped to be able to have another one here next weekend, and hopefully we can do it again.
And who helped you out today?
Oh man, just a huge shout out to Team Lavallee, all their help. Like it's just awesome still being able to be a part of that program. It's top notch and one of the best in the pits, and I just still have a blast working with those guys, and Glennie in the trailer there getting me awesome starts today. So that definitely made it a little easier. So big thanks to Glennie and just all the team sponsors, FXR, awesome gear, the goggles, Rocks, CNA Pro Skis, Woody's Traction Products, Polaris, Walker Evans Suspension. Polaris, yeah, just awesome being a part of their program for so long. I mean, that's what I was on back 10 years ago here racing. So still cool to be with them. And my little boy's coming up to join me. So yeah, it's just cool having these guys here and being a part of this. So
he's so excited for you. Well, congratulations on your first place.
Thank you.
Under starters orders, ready to go green. Let's see what happens.
So as they bust out off the line, looks like Taven Knudsen with the number 722 is going to grab the hole shot. And here comes Avery Hemmer to the outside. And down on the bottom on the inside there, that'll be Cooper Groen on the 172. So they busted out to the early advantage. Looks like Owen Heide trying to break off to one side here, looking for a little racing room further back in the field. And there's the 005 of Lila Hemmer coming up by Cody Morris on the number 404 as they will make their way down here to the end of the Nielsen Enterprises rhythm section. And it looks like we'll have a new leader now as Avery Hemmer has taken over the top spot.
Avery Hemmer out of Now Then, Minnesota, leading the points currently. She is actually our reigning champ as well for the 120 champ division. And it was a great start for Avery. Came towards the front on the hole shot, but just behind her it was the 722 who ended up taking the stud boy hole shot. And we see just beyond that rider is 172 of Cooper Groen, who's been putting on a show this season. Avery Hemmer, you love watching her, especially in these corners. She really gets over, leans off that snowmobile in order to keep it balanced, and she's just, the girl absolutely rips.
You can see her kind of throwing the knee out there. That is almost classic ice oval style riding that you see here, of course, at the World Championship Snowmobile Derby every year here in Eagle River. Horsepower of a different kind on display here this weekend with AMSOIL Championship Snowcross powered by Ram Trucks, and it continues to be Avery Hemmer leading from the 722 of Taven Knudsen and the 172 of Cooper Groen. They are your top three as we work toward the middle stages of this 120 champ final.
Avery Hemmer, she wants to win, and she is so passionate. Quiet as she may be, when the helmet goes on, she is also all business. She really, you can't often see her smiling. They're few and far between. That's because she's all business, and when she doesn't win, ooh, she gets spicy. But big celebrations are in order when she has won this year. You see when she's crossed the finish line, taking the flames, I've seen her throw down heel clickers. And actually, funny story on Avery Hemmer, I was out at their shop before the start of the season, and she was throwing down laps with Inanna Hauger, pro women's rider, and guess who threw a slide job on Inanna Hauger? Yes, it was Avery Hemmer, the 415.
Here's the gap now between second and third And again, that is the 722 of Taven Knudsen, who is holding on to the second spot. Oh, and trouble for your third place rider, Cooper Groen, as he got hung up there on the inside of the takeoff ramp at the Skidoo rhythm section. So that should bump Cody Morris up into a podium spot, followed by Lila Hemmer and Gage Bauer. They should shift up into the 4th and 5th positions. Should be coming around for the white flag this time. And there is Cody Morris with Lila Hemmer giving chase. So Lila trying to make it 2 Hemmers up on the podium, but she got a little squirreled out there coming out of the U.S. Air Force corner. And meanwhile, Avery will be coming to the white flag this time.
That's right. We were just getting a look at Lila, Avery's cousin. They come from a family of speed, that's for sure. The Hemmer Motorsports ride, we see the 722 Taven Knudsen, who took the whole shot, still hanging on to that second place position. 1 lap to go. We see Avery Hemmer looking around, see how much room she has to play with here, but she's not about to let up and put her in cruise control.
So, okay, you want to take a side bet here on if she tries to pull a heel clicker at the finish?
I think it's going to be a heel clicker tonight. I think that's what she's going to go with.
There you go.
If I was a betting woman.
So Avery roaming up and down here through the Nielsen Enterprises rhythm section. We'll come down here into the U.S. Air Force flyaway for the final time.
Let's see what she's going to do, if she can hang on. 1 corner to go, going through the Polaris corner.
And you can see how steep the takeoff is there for these Ram doubles. And Avery has cleared that. So here she comes. Let's see. What does she pull at the finish? Oh, she throws the no-footer.
So much style. See Taven Knudsen, so pumped for that podium finish. Let's see, is it going to be Cody Morris?
Yes.
Rounds out our 120 champ podium.
Finishing 4th will be Lila Hemmer. Then it's Gage Bauer in for 5th, Ryan Szymanski 6th, Mason Christian 7th, Owen Heidi 8th, Wyatt Onstead 9th. It looks like Trenton Peterson will round out the top 10 finishers.
Just tried to stay clean, make up some time, and then I had to block Lila. She was running really good.
And who would you like to thank today?
My mom, my dad, all my friends, Climb, Highmark, my grandpa, my dad. They've helped so much. And Highmark, Climb, I already said that. And everybody else I forgot. Thank you.
Well, congratulations on your 3rd place finish. As you were sitting in that 2nd place position, what were you constantly reminding yourself just to stay up and stay strong?
Try to keep my line and stay in 2nd.
And who helped you out today?
CNA Pro, FXR, Capital Well Service, my mom, my dad, and my grandma Tammy.
Well, congratulations on your 2nd place.
Thanks.
On this straightaway right here, I went super fast, so that got me a bunch of speed.
And who helped you out today?
My mom, my dad, Hemmer Motorsports, Rocks, Stud Boy, CNA Pro Skis, Regan, my friends and family, Chopper City Sports, Maxima, Inanna, Megan, Lila, Owen, and everyone that helped me get out here tonight.
Well, congratulations on your 1st place.
Thank you.
The Pro-Am women final rockets off the starting line toward the Arctic Cat corner. Who is going to grab that stud boy hole shot? Looks like it's Anana Hauger who will get out there. Maylene Anderson charges out ahead. Tasha Lang has now moved past Anana Hauger into 2nd. Where's Megan Brodeur? Looks like she's back in the field a little bit and maybe didn't get the start she was looking for. And that's exactly what Maylene Anderson was hoping for. She wants to get gone at the front of the field in a hurry.
Maylene Anderson knows what it takes to move forward through the pack, and so does Megan Brodeur, one of our other racers who's a bit buried in the pack currently, but getting a look at the number 93 Maylene Anderson in that beautiful new 2022 FXR gear. Again, she went out and won the main event just last night. Let's see if she can hang on and do it again, but we still have many laps to turn.
Tasha Lang in 2nd. Anana Hauger, who has been fast all weekend, sits 3rd. McKenna Kleiman is 4th. Megan Brodeur was 5th at the end of lap number 1, and she was about 7 seconds off of Maylene Anderson's pace. as Maley works through the Nielsen Enterprises rhythm section here.
And Inanna Hauger, she has not been off of the podium since Fargo, North Dakota. So 4 podiums in a row for Inanna. Been so consistent with those hole shots as well. We call her hole shot Hauger for a reason, the 331.
And now here comes Megan Brodeur battling her way to the outside of Inanna Hauger. Race for the final spot on the podium. And this is key for Megan. Every position means more points, and she'll complete the pass coming over the AMSOIL finish line jump on that Anderson Racing MBRP Skidoo. So she is up into a podium position now. Hauger trying to come back around the outside of the FXR turn. Megan will be able to ride away, and now she'll be setting her sights on Tasha Lang, running in that number 2 position. And Anna still hanging there with Megan, and now we're going to go 3 wide for a moment for that number 2 spot. And look at Megan Brodeur pour it on going into the U.S. Air Force flyaway. She is up into the 2nd position, but she's only going to have a little over 2 laps to try to make up the margin between herself and Maylene Anderson.
Megan Brodeur right now, we'll see where she clocks in on this lap, but currently the 2nd fastest rider on track. Your fastest rider is your leader. She's a 42.565 is her best time. We have Megan Brodeur in 2nd with a 44.475, but Megan Brodeur, she has been a hard charger.
Now here's the battle for the final spot on the podium between Tasha Lang and Inanna Hauger. You see Brodeur charging away, chasing after Maylene Anderson, who is 9 seconds to the good in the front of the field. Bar-to-bar racing here for the final podium spot. Hauger on the left side of your screen, Lang on the right. So Tasha will have the inside lane when they come into the U.S. Air Force flyaway, but Inanna is able to get there and shut her down on the inside. So Inanna Hauger will get by Tasha Lang. Lang looking for a comeback on the outside of the Polaris turn, but Inanna Hauger able to blast away as they will come to the white flag here. Final lap for this Pro-Am Women Final. Megan Brodeur chopped about 1.7 seconds off, but she's still about 7.5 seconds back of Maylene Anderson.
Man, Maylene Anderson, she did have a sweep just a few weeks ago in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. That was the first time she'd had a weekend sweep in a few years, since I believe it was 2017, 2018 in Jackson, Wyoming. Looking to do another one here today in round 14.
Off the final corner, Maylene Anderson looking to tie it up even Steven with Megan Brodeur. And that's what will happen here if Megan finishes behind Maylene, who's doing the big-time fist pumping coming off of the AMSOIL finish line. Megan Brodeur will get the 2nd spot, and it's Inanna Hauger who will complete the podium with a 3rd-place finish. Tasha Lang will come across for 4th. McKenna Kleiman will round out the top 5 finishers.
But let's talk about battling that entire race and what gave you the advantage to take the last spot on the podium.
Yeah, so Tasha and I were battling the whole race. She was out in front of me from the start, so I just tried to choose my lines wisely, and then Megan came around and passed us, which it kind of set me up for a perfect opportunity to pass her, so I ended up getting her.
And who helped you out today?
Huge thanks to my dad. None of this would be possible without him. I'm so grateful for everything he does for me. Huge thanks to Scotty, all the guys in the Polaris trailer. I can't thank Scotty enough for everything he does for me. Junior, also Ben, Rick, Bob, Eric, all of them, thank you so much. And Fly, I can't think of them either. Polaris Engineered Lubricants, EVS, Rock Speed FX, Stud Boy, 139 Design, Scott, CNA Pro Skis, SSI, Norco Media, OGO, Paparazzi Imaging and Films, All Aspects Forestry, Advanced Electric, Norland Sanitary Service, Countywide Power Sports, 231 Adventures, Brady's Landscaping, the Tibbets, I can't thank them enough either. Their help is so amazing, and most of all, my mom and dad for keeping me safe.
Of course, well, congratulations on your 3rd place.
So I got pinched off the start a little bit, so I had to let off, but I was a little bit behind. But then when I got by the girls out in front of me and I had clear vision, I felt that's the best I felt all weekend, so I'm happy to be healthy and ready for the next round.
And who helped you out today?
I'd like to thank my team, Anderson Racing, BRP Skidoo, and BRP Fly Racing for the 6 years. Thanks, Rich. And also my dad back home, my family, my boyfriend, and Jake, my mechanic. Speedworks for the clutching. Steve, thank you. XPS, Walls Unlimited, Rock Speed, Stud Boy. CNA Pro Skis, D's Marine. AMSOIL, all the fans coming out to watch. Thank you, everyone.
Well, congratulations on your second place.
I don't know. We've been looking, thinking, trying to figure out the best lines all weekend. Me, Cole, Jake, Elias, just trying to get this down from my head and my sled. And well, it worked out perfectly. I went 1-1 this weekend, and I couldn't be more happy.
Yeah, I'd say it worked out. And who else helped you out this weekend?
My whole team, Bel Air Racing. I'm so thankful that I'm up here again, and I just can't thank them enough. Cole and all the K2s, all their help. It means so much to me. Elias and Boss Racing, that too. I could not do it without him and them. And Woody's and FXR for my awesome gear. I love it so much. Skidoo, Rocks, EVS, all my sponsors at home, all our sponsors here. And my mom, my dad, my sister, Cole, again, just can't thank him enough, and everyone else, thank you so much.
Well, congratulations on your first win this weekend.